played with Foreigner, Elton John, Peter Gabriel, John Lennon, and many others. And Mark has spent decades playing and making records with the greats. Now, for the first time, Mark has recorded a solo record. It's called Common Ground. And I think he asked a few of his friends to be on it. Mark Rivera, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. Hello.
Thank you much, Bob. What's happening?
Wow. Well, a lot here. Let's see. Would I hear any Billy Joel on your record?
Yes, you would if you listened to Spanish Castle Magic. He played a Hammond B3 on it.
Wow.
Would I hear any Ringo Starr?
Yeah, he just did if you heard Money, Money, Money. He played drums on Money, Money, Money.
Did you invite Niels Lofgren over at any time?
Yes, I did, my buddy. Jeez, I feel like I'm speaking to Karnak.
Karnak, the magnificent reader of album credits.
Yes. Right, you are.
Well, I got to say one thing. This magnificent reader of album credits got the name wrong, but I'll let you slide.
Oh, what did I get? How did I get it wrong?
What'd you call it?
Solo record called Common Ground.
Common Bond.
Common Bond. Bond.
Common Bond. Where
James
you from,
Bond.
Bob? Yeah, Common Bond.
I'm from Boston.
You're from Boston.
Boston.
Did you do these parody records, by the way?
That's me. And, you were at a session, even though you would like to deny it probably, with Dennis Fly Amiro.
I was going to just say Fly, good friend of Fly's. Of course I was with Fly.
Yeah. And I believe I got you once to play sax under the condition that I never, ever mentioned it.
Yes, so now you.
Boy, I hope you already cashed the check.
Yeah, this interview is over. No, and I won't mention the song until after we hang up.
Well, hey, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm pretty tough. I can handle it.
Okay, yeah, we did a couple of things, but I remember it's like this is the guy from Billy Joel, and and by the way, can I say, I have had a Billy Joel concert. You know how you all have a concert at some point in your life where you have an amazing religious experience. You hit a hall when the band's on fire, and the band is playing dynamically, which, by the way, Billy Joel was just light years ahead of so many rock stars in the dynamic performance of the band. And I'm sure you had a lot to do with that. But I had one concert where it literally was lifted up to heaven by how amazing you guys sounded. So I want to say thank you.
And it had nothing to do with what you did in the car on the way over there, right?
It did, actually, back then. A little bit. God damn. And now they're legalizing it.
Hey, look, hey, there's no halo over my head here, but no, it's all good. No, honestly, I thank you. I genuinely thank you for the kind words. And music is supposed to do that. I mean, I go back a little bit earlier than that when I saw Hendrix and people like that. Those were religious experiences for me.
Now, the bands that we're talking about, and Ringo Starr's all-star band, too, another one. These bands are known as amazing live bands to see. Tell me a little bit about what makes a band at that ultra-professional, amazing level. What are some of the things that have to happen?
I'm a big sports fan, and I make it analogous with what makes a great championship team is that you buy into the philosophy of a team. When the Lakers played for all those years before Phil Jackson came in, when Phil Jackson came in, he had the same talent, but they had somebody that they believed in. A great band. Billy's band, we all buy into his music, his songs. He's like the walking American songbook. So if you don't get that, you don't belong in the band. Ringo's band, I'm fortunate enough to be the musical director. And Ringo entrusts me with that, and people come in. First of all, you hang your ego at the door with Ringo, because you are in presence of greatness.
Yeah, he's a Beatle. I mean,
he's a Beatle, and he's a dude. Is what it comes down to.
And by the way, underappreciated Beatle, right? But
I think that wholeheartedly. But quite frankly, whether he's underappreciated or not, I mean, he's the greatest song-playing drummer I've ever met.
Ever, okay.
And he also, again, he's so self-effacing. He's like, "Oh, I'm just a drummer in the band." And I said, "Yeah, you're the best band ever. Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. And so, as the band director, let me ask a little bit about that, because are you working with like Gary, right? And you're working with everybody. It's not your job to tell them what to play. Obviously, they're all brilliant musicians. What is your job? Is it sort of to just
to go over and turn down the amps at various points of the show?
To oversee the arrangement and make suggestions here and there?
I send out CDs for everybody to hear. I send out keys, things like that, in case there's any changes of keys. And then we go in, I'll distribute the vocal parts. But part of my job is to make sure that the things are being done right. I've told Ringo he's made mistakes. I actually told Paul McCartney he made a mistake.
Wow.
Twice in the same day when we did a real quick story with the Ringo's 70th birthday. We did Birthday, and the first time we did it, Paul, instead of playing bass, he stopped between it. So we stopped, and I told him, by the way, Paul, you got to play that straight through the second time. And everybody, like Edgar Winter, Rick Derringer, Joe Walker, they're looking at me like, oh, this kid.
You're telling Paul McCartney how to play Birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we do it the second time, and Paul comes in. Yes, we're going to a party. Comes in 2 measures early.
Right, because that's an odd thing on the record.
Yeah.
We learned the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we stopped the band again. I tell, hey, Paul, by the way, you came in 2 measures early on that part. Now everybody's looking at me like, this guy's toast. So Paul looks at me and goes, right, man. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, we'll play it again, and I'll play bass, and you sing it this time, and I'll sort it out. So I'm singing Birthday, and Paul McCartney is my bass player. Talk about a surreal moment. But the thing is, my job is to get it right.
Right.
And I don't have there's no ego involved. I don't have a dog in the race saying, my songs are going to be better than yours. And it's a matter of the performance has to be great. And the great bands are the ones who buy into it, because there have been a couple of, I won't say dogs of Ringo's bands, but there have been a couple of times they were more challenging.
Well, you got a lot of big egos together, and many of them had individual huge success, so
Absolutely.
They're used to directing things. Hey, Joe has a question.
Well,
Joe.
first of all, I want to say, Mark, you can sing, dude. I've listened to the record, and the first song we got to play a little after you go, maybe Lorraine, is one of the best songs I've heard. And if there was radio stations that actually still played real music, I think this would be a hit song.
I love you, Joe. And thank you.
Lorraine, let's play.
Great, man.
How long can you stay with us, Mark? I know you got a lot of other things to do.
I've got a cut up, and I could ask Michael if I can come back later on.
Let's do it. Let's talk again in the future, if that's okay. Leave a number with our producer. So we'll play the stuff from your album after you leave, including the Twisted Tune.
And my other quick one was Ringo is going out this summer, and I know Billy Joel's going to be doing a residency at Madison Square. Are you going out with Ringo?
I had to call Ringo about 2 weeks ago and tell him I couldn't do it, unfortunately. And that was a tough call, but he still did want me to he wants me to be his musical director, because he's my friend. He and I love each other, and he understood. I mean, Billy's going to be going out for the rest of this year and then some.
Right.
Mark, are you touring in support of this new record?
Yes, I am. In fact, I'm doing a couple of gigs. I'm doing one right away in New York. I'll be finding out where they'll be. In fact, what I'd love to do is when we get out to your area, I'll be sure to have a band. You're in Seattle, is that correct?
Yeah. That's right. And I have 2 venues for you.
Out of sight.
The venue, I would think Jazz Alley, which is amazing, and the Triple Door are the 2 possible venues.
Well, let's talk about this, Bob. I'm very serious, because I'm going to be promoting the record. Billy's only doing a couple of shows a week, and it gives me 2 or 3 days in between.
All right.
To do anything
If I could put you on hold, we'll just get a number to our producer. We'll get in touch.
Okay.
Mark Rivera. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea.
Well done.
I mean, how big.
Thank you.
When you hear Sledgehammer, that's all you, right?
It's me and Wayne Jackson. Yeah, I mean, we put that together. Those are all head charts. We did them on the spot.
Damn. All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. Good to hear your voice. Take care.
Likewise. I'll get back to you guys. Joe, thanks for that.
Yeah, we'll play with Lorraine. It's a wonderful song.
All right. There he goes.
All
right. Get his number. So that is the guy.
That's the guy.
And by the way, I don't.